Hi guys, welcome to this midday market mood check with me Nandita Khemka and my colleague Yatin is joining in after I think 2 weeks or
Yeah,
thereabouts. But Yatin, you can heave a sigh of relief given the fact that the Bulls are attempting to make a comeback
correct.
after the 3 day thrashing that we saw. But Nifty trying to reclaim that 19,800 mark. No big gains, but we are still, we managed to snap a 3 day losing streak. And of course, good news coming in on the macro front, given the fact that JPMorgan has included it will include rather the Indian banks on its EM bond index, and that will happen from the 28th of June 2024. So India will have a 10% up to 10% weightage on the JP Morgan bond
Yeah,
index, and it will be done in a staggered way over the next 10 months. Now experts believe that this could lead to inflows of somewhere around 20 to 30 billion dollars in the Indian bond markets, and will also benefit sectors like banks, NBFCs, and highly leveraged companies because cost of capital
yeah,
will be coming down. So that's a good positive, and of course this also is a precursor to inclusion in other EM bond indices like the Barclays Bloomberg one and the FTSE bond EM index. So
yeah.
it's overall a very good news when it comes to the to India, and it's a precursor for billions of dollars of
Yeah.
worth of investments into
In fact,
India.
the total bonds
Hmm.
of the Indian government which will be eligible for this
Hmm.
inclusion amount to dollar 330 billion,
Hmm.
and we'll have a 10% initial weight to start with,
Yeah.
which means that in a staggered manner, India will
Hmm.
get inflows of nearly 33 billion dollars.
Hmm.
Obviously, these are short-term, medium-term
Yeah.
funds. But if you look at $33 billion, that is almost 2.5 lakh crores. So
Hmm.
that is the kind of
Yeah.
liquidity this particular move is generating, and
Hmm.
probably you can see the rally in
Yeah.
PSU banks
PSU
because they have a
banks.
very large bond portfolio which
Yeah.
will appreciate, and more importantly, the dollar has also weakened against the rupee.
Yeah.
Because of the anticipated
Of dollar
liquidity
inflows.
inflows
Yeah.
that we could see moving ahead.
Also, I think there are expectations that the yields will ease going forward, and Citi anticipates,
Yes.
the 10-year yield to fall below the 7% mark as
Yeah.
well in the coming months. So that's a big positive coming in there as well. But let's take a look at the market action today. Aside of the large caps, mid and small caps have edged back into the green as well. And of course, as you mentioned, PSU banking index, that index is up nearly 4% today. Nifty bank indexes has also made a comeback, up 400 points or thereabouts. But what's not doing well, Yadin, is the FMCG pack, metals, and pharma. Let's take a look at the individual movers on the Nifty 50 index. So you have the likes of IndusInd and SBI, big gainers. Maruti, on the other hand, is also a gainer. Tech Mahindra, Coal India. On the losing end, you have some of these pharma names: Dr. Reddy's, Cipla,
Power
Sun
grid.
Pharma. You have
Yeah.
Power Grid, Wipro, of course, on the back of the top level exit. But do you want to take us through what's happening with Maruti? You have
Yeah.
upgrades in the target prices, and
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
driving gains,
So,
right?
today we had two brokerage reports. One from Citi, target 13,600, and also we have Morgan Stanley, which is given a target of close to 12,000 rupees per share, which means that from the current market price, brokerage are expecting a 10 to 15% move. More importantly, the kind of margin expansion and market share gains the company is expected to do moving ahead will probably drive earnings, is what brokerages are saying at this point in time, and probably both Citi and Morgan Stanley being very large brokerages, and
Yeah.
Maruti is a FI favorite stock.
Yeah, yeah.
Probably that is the reason why it has made space for today's top gaining slot.
Right, I think I want to point out Wipro, that's among the top
Yeah.
losers on the Nifty today, given the fact that, we have seen the ninth top level exit in the calendar year. And this comes as a challenge, under the CEO Thierry
Yeah.
Delport, right? So that's one stock not doing all that well. Jatin Dalal has resigned as the CFO, and Aparna Iyer will be replacing him. And aside of that, big deal in Glenmark, as
Yes. Yes.
expected, it has
Yes.
said that it will be divesting 75% stake in Glenmark Life Sciences to Nirma,
Yeah.
5,650 crore rupees. And the enterprise value of the deal would be 7,500
Correct.
crore rupees. But Yatin, aside of that, in the mid and small cap end of the markets, what is the action like there?
So we have PSU banks which are obviously gaining. We have Central Bank of India, that stock has gained 6%, but also on the back of the bond inclusion, we have PNB Guilds, and that stock is up 20% last time I checked. So clear move coming in there. ITI, Hoodco, Berger Paints are the other stocks which are gaining in trade. Remember Berger Paint, there is a bonus adjustment which has happened today. Post with the stock is gaining. Losing side, we have Chola Holdings. The stock has seen some block deals of 20-25 lakh shares. Post which that stock is down 5%. JB Chemicals, Kochi Shipyard are the other stocks which are down anywhere between 3 to 4%. Now, if you look at the small cap and mid cap end of the market, there also there is stock specific action. We have Century Textile, that stock is up 5%. Maharashtra Bank, UCO Bank are the other PSU stocks which are gaining. On the flip side, obviously both Glenmark and Glenmark Life are down in trade because probably this is like a sell-on news kind of thing which has happened. Because if you look at Glenmark particularly, in the last 1 year the stock has doubled. So from levels of 400, 450, the stock has moved to 900, and probably anticipating the deal, the stock has seen appreciation and now some bit of profit taking, which is coming in at higher levels.
Well, those were the mid and small cap movers in today's session. But of course, I think we'll be back with closing bell at 3:30 p.m. Don't forget to tune in and know more about the stocks that will be on our radar this afternoon. But in the second half, we'll see whether or not we manage to cling on to those mild gains, or if we can accelerate the move and reclaim that 19,800 mark as well in today's session. But for now, it's a goodbye from me and Yatin. Thanks a lot for tuning in. But for all your other news and updates, stay tuned to Money Control.